Hello and welcome to my channel. This is The Awakened Jen. So this is another video in the Q&A series that talks all about my tarot practice and beliefs. And so today the question I am answering is, how did I learn tarot? So I did an event over this weekend, and that was kind of one of the main questions that people asked. So I know that this one is clearly one that people want to know. And so I've got 5 things that I'm going to go over, 5 points that kind of tell how I got here. All right, so I do want to say before we get started that if you are new to this channel, welcome. If not, welcome back. And if you find value in this video, I'd appreciate if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications and it will let you know every time I post a new video. So I typically do tarot readings throughout the week, and that's the main videos that you will see. I do the zodiac readings monthly. I do twin flame, ancestor message, angel message, different oracle, just depending on where we're at and what we need. I do different messages throughout the month. And so if that's something that interests you, again, you can subscribe and hit the bell for notifications, and it will let you know every time a new video goes out. All right, so how did I learn tarot? I will link to the other videos that are a part of this series that have already answered kind of how I even got into tarot to begin with, and I will continue this series. There's 20 questions that are part of this series, so if that's something that you want to learn more about too, I will put it somewhere up here, probably towards the end of this video. All right, so how did I learn tarot? So we'll start with number 1. The first tarot deck that I ever had, I made it myself. I actually got some index cards, just plain index cards, and I wrote on each card, what the card name was, the number, and all of that. And then in the center, I wrote out just the little short meanings for the cards, and because every card has multiple meanings. And so that's really how I started, was with my own deck, because I just wasn't sure if it was something that I wanted to fully invest myself in yet, because I didn't know what I actually felt about it. Did I think that this was real? Did I think that this was something that I could actually do? There was just a lot of questions that I didn't want to actually invest real money into, so I just made my own deck. It had no visual at all. So with that deck, I was basically just learning the card names and the different meanings attached to them. And so I would just do, there was 2 spreads that I used, and there were 3 cards each. So past, present, future, or their energy, my energy, potential outcome. And that is all I would do. I wasn't asking clarifying questions. I wasn't you can't pull parts of the story because there's no pictures attached to it. You're literally just words. But that did help me get the meanings related to the name of the card. I was able to help put those pieces together. And so once I did that enough to where I really felt like, okay, I am getting real messages here, but I see that I'm limited, because at that point I could only go by really the words on there and the card names and the numbers. That's the only way I could pull information from that. So I decided that my next step was to get a real deck. And so we're going into number 2. I got my first decks off of Amazon. This is the Light Seers Tarot. That was my first tarot deck. And at the same time I got that, I ordered this Work Your Light Oracle. So I wasn't sure which direction I really wanted to go. Did I want to go, strictly tarot, or did I want to do the oracles? Because I saw, a little bit of difference in both. I didn't know if the tarot was going to be too hard for me to really fully learn and comprehend. And I know that oracle, you don't really have to memorize all of the meanings of the cards and all of that. There's not really the structure that there is in tarot. But what I did learn very quickly for me was that it was just something I just picked up on. Like, it wasn't something that, it just came very natural to me. I didn't have to spend a whole lot of time studying, although I have spent lots of hours studying. It was just still, there was a natural effort that came, lack of effort, like it just came naturally. And so I got the Light Seers Tarot, and I did order it off of Amazon. And I know that there's this superstition about, you're supposed to be given your first deck. But I mean, the truth is that I would never have gotten a deck if I was waiting for that. And I gave myself a gift. And I mean, I find that my decks are very personal to me. And like this one especially, I connect so easily to this deck. The stories are just very bright and vivid, and I connect. And so it was through the artwork of this whole deck that drew me to it, but especially this card right here. This is what really caused me to buy this whole deck. It's just the beauty of this one card right here, and I connected so much to it. Just, the Empress, and the way that she is just this serene, nurturer, of the whole earth, and just, that she, births this new reality into existence, that she's constantly in this creation. I just loved it. It was just the visuals on these cards, and so you see me use these cards a lot in my video, just because their colors, their stories, I just connect. So I got that, and like I said, I got the Work Your Light Oracle at the same time, just to kind of give me something to compare. And so I did that for a while just for myself. I was just, reading for myself, and I had a few friends that I let know, but for the most part, I wasn't letting people know that this was even something that I was interested in. And this will really be going into one of my future videos in this series, is just because of me coming from the Christian faith. I knew that this was something that most of the Christians were not going to approve of. And I live in the Bible Belt, and so I knew even, in my community, it was not going to be well accepted either. And that's a hard thing that's been a very hard part of this process, is knowing how much rejection I was going to be facing just for following this path, just because it is different, and it has been very much demonized by the Christian religion. So after that, number 3, I started watching as many readers as possible. So Soulful Revolution is where it all started for me, and that is who I recommend. So I will send her videos to just everybody. She has so much wisdom. She's been doing tarot for such a long time, and she also has the knowledge of astrology. And so, I mean, she's really good about bringing all of that together, plus just all of the world life experiences that she's had. I mean, she's just an amazing reader. And so I started, just really every day, every single day, I have watched her readings, and I'm watching her readings to, one, for the guidance that she's giving, but I'm also watching her to see how she, does this, like just, how she sees these cards, what the storyline, is that she's pulling out. So I watch her. There's also, others that I watch. And so from YouTube and on TikTok, I mean, they're just, you've got lots of people out there. There's, I can't think of their names right off the top of my head on YouTube, but there's this one that is really good at teaching, about, the tarot. There's a couple of them that I followed on TikTok that were good about teaching just the history of tarot, and and just the taking a look at the cards. And so one thing, if you're not that knowledgeable about tarot, the difference between the decks is going to be the pictures. And that's why, like, I feel like that it's personal to you to be picking your decks, because the pictures on that tarot deck are definitely different than the pictures that are on my gilded tarot, where it's more, this is the Empress card in the gilded tarot. So it's a very different feel. There's still a lot of vibrant colors. That's why I like this deck, because I can still get stories out of it. But this is more regal. It doesn't feel as current. It has more of an antiquity to it. And the Light Seers Tarot feels more like, it's more like today, what's happening in the now. And so there's just a difference in the vibe. I saw 1111 in these in the just the images that come out. And that's why it was important for me to move from just my written ones to ones that had the full pictures, because you've got different types of tarot decks that have just very basic images. So like when it says 4 of Cups, it's literally just like 4 cups. That's hard for me to read, although it shouldn't be, because of the way that I learned to read. It's still, that's hard for me to read, because it's just like I don't connect with that image at all. All I can do on that is just, what does the 4 of Cups come, like what does that do in my head? And so I don't get as good of I'm just not as good. Those symbolisms don't work with my intuition as well. So that's why I stay away from decks like that for the most part. And so I also, number 4, there were lots of books and classes. So I will link down below some of the books that I read. I think it's the 78 Degrees of Wisdom, because there's 78 cards in the tarot. And so every single card has, a certain level of wisdom that it is bringing to you, insight, from within. And so that's one of the books. And then I've done classes, and they are through Soulful Revolution. So I tried to find some free classes that were online, and you can get so far with that, but there's just going to be a place where you're just going to like kind of, it's going to halt you. You're only going to get so much, because they're basically all telling you just what the card meanings are. They can give you the history of tarot and then what the card meanings are. But when you're actually wanting to learn the deeper way of reading, tarot, there's like, I've got one book that says there's 21 ways to read a card. So just like, there's all these different ways that you can pull insight from the messages that are coming out. And so that's the stuff I want to know. And so like, that was one of the books, by the way, 21 ways to read a card. And so that book is pretty cool, because it will take you through, you take one card, one single card, and it will tell you 21 different ways to pull a message from this one card. So that's a pretty cool book. But I went ahead and decided I wanted to learn, like, from someone who's been doing it, who can answer real questions for me about how does this work. And so Soulful Revolution also has they have the Wisdom of the Tarot class, which you can do that on your own. It's an online class that you can do on your own time, because it's pre-recorded videos that she's done, that it's got a ton of information in that already. And then just this year she offered, it's more like a mentor type program, and it is a mastery and certification program as well. And so with that, I get live one-on-ones, and I get, the live classes where I can ask questions. So I've gotten to have, just real, experience, for real time experience is what I'm trying to get to. So yeah, my number 5 is that I'm currently in that mastery program, the mastery and certification program. And so from this, I'm getting direct guidance from someone who has been doing this for over 25 years, 25 to 30 years. I don't remember exactly where she's at in that. But she has, all of this experience. She's already built this amazing, business of her own, with all of this, where not only is she doing, tarot readings herself on YouTube multiple times a week. I mean, like, she does so many videos. I can't even, understand how she has time left in the day. But she does all of those videos, and then she's doing all of these classes on top of that. And, she has all these other mentor systems too. I mean, it's phenomenal what she's been able to build. And I have been able to learn just directly from her, as I've been through this process too. And so with this certification program, at the end of it, once we get fully certified through her training, we're actually going to be able to do readings for others through her website. And so, I mean, like, that's amazing that I have that opportunity to be able to do that, and I have not been in to all of this for, that long at all. It's been about 2.5 years. And, thankfully I had my own gifts already that I knew, of before I tried to get into tarot. But, like, one of the things that I already sort of had in me that I know helps with this is that I'm really good at seeing, okay, if this is where we're at right now, this is where it's going to end up. I'm really, really good at kind of seeing the trajectory, of things. And that is what you need, to be able to, really read these cards, is to be able to kind of, you have to have enough foresight to be able to kind of see, where does this land? If this is what we're talking about right here, this is what's happening, then where does this end up? And so I already was really good at that. And then I am good at pattern recognition. So I think that that's how come, especially the way that I initially learned how to do the cards with just the index cards, basing the meaning and the name, I'm really good at the pattern recognition. And so I was able to put that together quickly. And then, I sort of systematically taught myself. I started, with, a base, of just, let's look, almost like flashcards. And then, I started I got a real deck and started, the very simple practice for myself. And then I started opening it up to others. And then I started doing it, like on a bigger scale. And the more that I was trying to do, the more I wanted to learn. And, so the more I learned, I would start incorporating that, into the videos and things that I was doing. And so I did jump in. But, I have dove in to, the learning of all of this. I have taken in as much resources as I can possibly take in, all the way down to really seeking out a true mentor to help me, when I run up against things that, like, well, why did that happen? What should I have done in this situation? How should I have processed that? Like, I have someone who I can actually ask those questions of right now. And, like, we're in the phase of the class, because I've been doing that since the end of January. We're in the phase of the class now where we're doing 20 free readings for just practice of how to do this. And I mean, it was just kind of overwhelming how quickly, like it filled up, people wanting, these readings. So it's like you see that, there are so many people out there that you have the ability to help, with this skill. And it's just, I'm excited. And I've already started scheduling some of these readings. And so the first ones start this coming Sunday. And so I'm really excited to see where this goes. And hopefully they can help me as well to grow and become, the best reader, that I can be, so that I can offer the best guidance out there to those around me and make that kind of impact into this world. So like there's been a huge part of me my whole life that knows that I was kind of drawn into a kind of a counseling kind of role. And I did not ever expect that this was going to be sort of, that pathway to that. But I mean, I see how it is working. And I'm excited, to just see where this takes me. All right. I wanted to pull one card before I go from my Work Your Light Oracle. So this would just give us just some encouragement, for where we're at. And let's see. So what can we do right now? Highest good. All right, deep breath. Okay, so what guidance do we need right now? Okay. Protection. Call back your power, cut the cords, soul retrieval. So this is really something you should be doing on a very regular basis anyways, because we go out into this world and we interact with so many people. And, some have good intentions for us, but a lot do not. All right, where is it at? Here we go. So that is 104. Okay. Call your power back, cut the cords, soul retrieval. You are being called to protect your energy and call back your power. May all the lost pieces return home now. Take a look at who and what drains your energy. Do not keep your tabs open. Shut down energetically each night. Energetic cords are formed between people, places, objects, and events, so it's important to keep checking in. Your energy and energetic space are sacred, so treat them as such. Keeping your energy clear takes work. As we go through life, we can give away our power, so it is important that we call it back by cutting energetic cords or doing a form of healing known as soul retrieval. Can you think of a traumatic event, relationship, or soul memory that you are being called to call back your power from? Check into your body now and see which chakra feels like it needs a bit of energetic cleanup. Work your light activation. Hold the card on the chakra or chakras that needs cleaning and repeat the following. I call back any lost fragments, power, or light now. Any vows, soul contracts, hexes, or programs from the past or present, from this life or others that are not in the highest good of all, I relinquish now. Any power or light that I have willingly or unwillingly given away or had taken from me, I call back now. Any cords or attachments from this life or others, I release now for the highest good of all. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. All right. So we are calling our power back. And like I said, that is actually a practice that you should be doing every day. You know, at the end of each day, you should call your power back to you from any place that it may have, you may have, willingly left, or, it has been taken from you. So just calling your power back each day and cutting the cords from those things that are not in the highest good, for all. All right, so I'm going to stop there. And so hopefully you got some value out of this. If you have questions, you can leave that in the comments, and I'll try to answer it as best as I can. If you have any questions that you would like me to, expand on, in a video, you can let me know about that as well in the comments. All right, so if you have found value in this video, I would appreciate it if you would subscribe to this channel. You can hit the bell for notifications, and it will let you know every time I post a new video. And also, if you will like, comment, or share, that helps the algorithm know to keep pushing this out to more people so that it helps to build my channel. And I would absolutely appreciate that from you. And all right, I guess I'm going to end it with that. Hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you next time.